blue, let's have it right. Up the Chels, up the middle, FC, let's have it right. Middles FC. You got the minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the minerals, TT.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.
So have it right. Up the Chels, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you in here tonight. Big up to every single one of you. First and foremost, goes without saying, we've got over 100 people in here already. We ain't even started yet. We ain't even landed in Minerals yet. Just hit the like button. At the very least, it's a very sad fucking day. Another one. Hit that like button. 117 people in here. It will go up. It will just keep going up, and just hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, all that jazz. Minerals FC membership in the description below. You know the deal. Notifications, smash the pieces, notifications, so that you know when I'm going live as per. It's the usual routine, you know. Please like everyone else says, please like the video, guys. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Just give us a like. Just give us a like. Fuck all that. All right, let's get into it. Big up to every single one of you in here. Every single one of you in here. We're going to go up and up and up and up and up. We're going to fucking land it tonight. We're going to land it tonight. First and foremost, big up to every single supporter that travelled to Manchester United, Manchester City to witness that. Big up to them. If it's me personally, and I went up there, I demand my money and my travel back for that. I demand my money and my travel back for that, because that was shocking. Just shocking. Everything shocking. I've been holding a lot in recently. and I'm going to land it. Big up to everyone in here. I'm just going to go straight into it. I know you usual guys are in here. Big up to every single one of you. Big up to all my members in here. I'm just going to go straight into it. I'm going to actually review something that went around Twitter yesterday, and everyone's going, it's so fucking spot on. It's so spot on, and I'm going to absolutely educate everyone on how it's not spot on. Yeah? So that's going to come later on in the show. Maybe you know what that is, maybe you don't. It is what it is. But it all will be revealed, people. All will be revealed. Our Chels has been absolutely embarrassed right now. Our Chels has been sabotaged. Our Chels has had. I can actually say this. I could honestly say this. Since Roman Abramovich has left this football club, the campaign against Chelsea is prevailing. The campaign against Chelsea is finally hitting home. Yeah. All the ones participated in the sanctionings of Roman Abramovich, the best owner, the greatest owner ever in football, the most successful, has been ripped, gutted out of our club. And everything that was associated with him has been ripped out and gutted. So, well done. You got what you wanted. And now here we are with an ownership who hasn't got a fucking clue. This is not Chelsea Football Club, what we are witnessing. This is not Chelsea Football Club. This is not winning mentality Chelsea. This is not the Chelsea under Roman. And there's a simple reason why it's not that Chelsea. Because Roman was the root of mentality. He was the fucking foundations and the minerals of that mentality. He instilled it from the moment he walked into that football club and bought it. And now we have these guys and a whole lot of them come in and think they know what they're doing. They think they know football. They think they know what they're doing. And the proof is in the pudding. And so far, from the moment they've taken over to where we are now, I don't want to hear nonsense about Roman Abramovich. Oh, he left us in a state. Did he? Did he really? Were we not winning things? Yes, we might not be winning league titles, but were we winning things? Were we competing at the highest level? Yes, we were. Were we winning Champions Leagues? Yes, we were. Were we winning titles? Look at all the trophies we won under Roman Abramovich. The model worked. We buy the players. We'll bring in a coach, and he runs the team. He runs the team. But it never worked like that all the time. Never worked like that all the time, did it? So now we're here. We've got these guys come in. They've ripped out everything in our football club. Marina, the lot, Petr, everything that was Roman's DNA has fucking obliterated off the face of the earth. Nowhere to be seen, and it will never come back. So that's gone. That's done. Right, cool. We move on. We move on. Because we got no choice. And when I say we've got no choice, us supporters have no choice. We have been served this fucking process on a silver platter. We've been fed all this narrative of trust this process, trust this process, trust this process. I'm down for it. I'm all good with trusting a process. If I can fucking see any of it. If I can see something. If I can see some sort of development, some identity. And I look at the signings we've made. And don't anyone tell me they're Tuchel signings. Because they're not. When Tuchel came into Chelsea, were any of those his signings? No. When you look at Lampard, how many of those were Lampard signings? So there you see a narrative. I'm seeing that narrative continue. So what have we got? Have we got imposters imitating Roman Abramovich at our football club? Is that what I'm seeing right now? Because I look at the players that we're buying and I don't see any experience. I don't see any thought process. I don't see any planning. I don't see any fucking vision. All I'm seeing is these youngsters coming in, new up and coming talent, new young talent, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds. That's what I'm seeing coming in our football club. Bar your Koulibaly and your Sterling. That's what I'm seeing. Everyone else, so young. When you saw Manchester City's team today, he put a B team, if it was even a B team. And how many youngsters were in that team? When you deep it, look at how many actual youngsters were in that team. We had way more youngsters in our team than they did. Way more. Against Manchester City away. Where are the big signings? Where are the experienced signings, the mega signings? Not mega in price. I'm talking about mega in quality. Respected, known. Players that come in with real experience so that you can bed in these young players. Where is that? Enzo Fernandez ain't that. He's 21 years old. Yes, he's won the World Cup and you can take that experience. But apart from that, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm hearing Mukoko. I'm hearing Liao. I'm hearing all these young players. But when we were dominant, when we were winning titles, we had a mixture. We had a mixture of experienced prime players with young players and youth players. Right now, I'm not even seeing that. I just feel that this Chelsea right now is changing, guys. And I have to be honest and real about it. It's changed. It's changed. Everything's changed. This is not the Chelsea we know now. We don't know what to expect anymore. The way that they deal, that Bowley and all that deal with the brown envelopes, the way that whether they leak this stuff or whether they don't leak it, it's a shit show. We're being mocked all over the gaff. We don't know who to believe anymore. We don't know what's true or not anymore. We got media platforms. They're all loving this. They're milking it. They love to see Chelsea suffer. Bowley, who's he getting his advice from? When he was advised to sack Tuchel, who advised him? Because he's new in the game, just bought the club. Who's advised him to take Potter? Who's advised him to make these signings? Because he didn't have a director of football. He's only just brought in a few members now. So I have to ask all these questions. Because everyone that I see in those circles are full on backing this all the way. I'm backing the gaffer, but the gaffer's not my issue. Weirdly enough, the gaffer ain't solely my issue. My issue is the structure has had no time to have a smooth transition. There's been no smooth transition. It's literally, we are in a coma right now from cardiac arrest. And I don't know what doctor and what nurse is going to get us out of this right now. Because the results are getting worse and worse, back to back. Performances are worse. Everything we hear from the gaffer's great, but it doesn't show on the pitch. We got an ownership, all of a sudden they've gone squeaky fucking zip, quiet. Don't hear nothing from them. Very ballsy before. Egbali coming out at Roman Abramovich, absolutely mocking his model before. But he ain't got a right to mock it because he ain't delivered nothing yet. Maybe when you deliver some trophies, fella, then you can say something on Roman Abramovich and the previous model. I'm not saying it was a perfect model. I wanted to trust the process and back a manager, back an elite manager. I wanted to back Thomas Tuchel. That was always what I wanted. He's proved it. This is the difference. He's proved his worth to be backed. And all these platforms that are coming out now, trust the process, back the manager, do this. Where the fuck was that same energy for Thomas Tuchel? Where was it? At this start of the season, where was that energy? Nowhere to be seen, mate. Nowhere to be seen. So what does that tell you? It tells you the brown envelopes who have been bought by the club, certain ones, are using these ones to push out that narrative. How many brown envelopes have come out and said, no matter what, even if we don't get top 4, Potter's not getting sacked. Potter's not going to get sacked. Potter's going to keep his job. Fine, cool. Keep his job what? Till we're in a relegation battle? Where is the benchmark here? Are we just quite comfortable losing game after game? Are we just sitting there like, yeah, cool, we'll accept that because we've got next season. Next season we'll be in the fucking championship at this rate. The way we're playing. The way the spirit is, the mood, the fight, there's nothing. It's dead. Everyone knows the fucking process. Everyone understands the process, but no one's seen it. Not even a sample. It's just continuous. Scatter. And there is an element that the media are pushing this image on Chelsea and the owners. I get that. But I'm going by what the owners are actually buying and who they're bringing in, not who we're speculated with. Speculation's nothing, meaningless. It's about what we're bringing in. It's about contracts. What's going on with contracts? Where is the direction? What's the vision? To have a bunch of youngsters playing? Is that the vision? Because football history tells you that don't win you titles, mate. That doesn't make you compete at the highest level. You need to have balance, a mixture. Prime experience, young talent, youth. That's the balance. Where's the balance here? We got contracts that are ending at the end of this season. Players definitely are going to go because they don't want to be here. They've seen what's going on. They're seeing the way the club is. And I'm genuinely concerned. I'm concerned about how we're being reported about, the image that we're being given, the way the media just dig in on us at any given opportunity. I'm very concerned, mate. Because I'm not seeing any sort of now. I want to see work now. I want to see you get results now. You have to think now to get to the future. Right now, you're not going to get to that future, that vision, the way we're going. You're just not. You're not going there. You know, when you buy a football club, yeah, and you don't know about football and you don't know about this sport, what did Roman go and do? Roman got experienced people in the game and he brought them in. This guy's should have done that from the get-go. He hasn't done that. He's waited. How long did it take? How long negotiating did it take? Why did you not give Potter time? I'll tell you why. I'll learn the minerals. He didn't want to be no yes man, mate. He didn't want to be a yes man. And this is the thing I get to now. Is Potter just there because he's not really got that power that we want him? What we're led to believe he's been given, he's not been given. Because I don't really see that power like Arteta. What Arteta's been given. Or what a Pep's been given. To an extent, what Klopp has. To an extent. I haven't seen any of that yet. We're in a January transfer window. I'm not hearing any Potter profile players. I'm just hearing young players. I'm hearing we're going to poach an Arsenal target. That's not the way to do business. You speak to the gaffer and you say, what do I want? What do you want? What players do you actually want? And I'll go and get them for you. And anything we can do to speed up this process to help us play the way we want to play, you want to play, and be successful. All I'm seeing is a bunch of young'uns being brought in. I'm sorry, mate. Whether they're talented or not, cool. But right now, the way our squad is right now, the injuries that we have, we ain't got time to fuck around. We need experience. I put out today, I think the gaffer's losing the dressing room. I think the way to say it really is, I think there's a percentage of players, and I think we're going to move to the senior players, some senior players, because the youngsters just want to play, right? They see this as an opportunity, and fair play. But I see this as they're not buying into him. They don't understand. They're looking at maybe training methods. They're looking at tactics. Look, in this game, and for the previous games, Potter's played a back four continuously. The moment he changed it to a back three, we looked a little bit better. I'm not saying we were better, like amazing, because we got injuries, but we look better. We look a little bit more dominant. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that funny? That's why Tuchel never played the back four. Why is Potter mucking around with this? Play the system these guys know now to get you to a position in the league or in the Champions League spot so that we can plan for the summer next year. Instead of fucking around and playing back fours all day long when we ain't got the players. You got a Jorginho playing in there who's just fucking open wide. Kovacic, I don't even recognise Kovacic at the minute. I don't recognise him. You got Koulibaly's just out of it. You're playing Lewis Hall, who I think he's a great talent, but he got done like a kipper today. Trev was all right, but he's had no run up. So I'm seeing these inconsistencies. I'm seeing squad rotation. You're playing Ziyech for another fucking game, who again was Houdini, shocking. So you're playing these players, and then when you bring on other players, they're all younger. They're young. Chukwuemeka, who's a talent, young. You're playing Manchester City away. And I know that he's limited. I know he's limited on what he can choose. But we're so far away. We're so far away from just being defensively sound, having some sort of stability, bruv. Basics. Let me give you an example. Ten Hag, all right? He's gone to Manchester United. Manchester United were shocking under Ragnick. Fucking abysmal. He's only added 3 players. He sent Sancho away. He's not even using Sancho. And look what he's doing with the players. He's benched their captain, Maguire. Benched him, doesn't even play him. He's a captain. He's been given full ownership. And look at where they're going as a team. Look at the way he dealt with Rashford for oversleeping. There's command. There's ownership. I don't see that with Potter. Is the ownership not even giving it to Potter? I don't think they are. I don't think Potter's given the power that we think he's given. The Chelsea fans were chanting Super Tommy Tuchel, and they were chanting Roman Abramovich. That tells you everything you need to know about what they think about the owners as well. Mainly, what are they doing? What are you doing? I have to say this, right? They were chanting Thomas Tuchel's name, and you got all these mugs that came at Thomas Tuchel. I know for sure, if Tuchel's managing this squad, we ain't in this position we're in. He will steady the ship. We know our squad needs work. We know we need to reinforcements. We know we need to get rid of players. Blah blah blah. We all know that. It's old news. But you got to do it with someone that knows what he's doing, and they didn't want to do that. So I'm not blaming Potter. This is the message, though. I'm not blaming Potter. They've given him no window. They've just thrown him in. He's got 10 injuries. That's all granted. But where are the basics? Where are the basics? We're a good enough team. We've got one of the best youth systems and academies in the world. Where is the improvement? We're not seeing players get better. I know all the obvious things. The midfield, the everything that's dysfunctional in this team, all the deficiencies. I speak about it countless times. I get all that. But Tuchel was elite and he paved over them all. And that's why he's an elite gaffer. Potter, the way I look at it, he's struggling with that. And on top of that, where's the players that he wants? Where are these profile players he wants? Let's go through the players that are out. Mendy. Well, he doesn't pick Mendy anyway. All right. Fofana, you could arguably say Fofana's going to play. Cool. James, yes, you know he's going to play. Pulisic, really? Maybe because he's Captain America, he plays. Maybe the ownership want Captain America playing more. Who knows? But the chances are, well, he played back-to-back, didn't he? And his performances were terrible. But he played back-to-back. So that's debatable. Does he play consistently? Probably over Ziyech, more than likely. Aubameyang, he's not injured, but he's just deadwood. Get rid. I respect Potter for chucking him out the squad. He deserves that. He's shit. Doesn't want to be here. Disrespected the gaffer. Fair play. If the board are going to back him on that, that's a good sign. I'm waiting to see it. I'm waiting to hear Aubameyang's been sold, or he's going to be loaned out. However you do it, this is what you got to do. Why did you buy him in the first place? And don't you dare bring up because of Tuchel, because that's bullshit. It's bullshit. Who else is on the list, guys? Who else? Kante, irreplaceable. We know that. Kante's irreplaceable. Absolutely irreplaceable. Broha. Was he going to feature as much anyway? So when you look at that injury list, I'll probably pick 3 players out of those 10 that would play. 100% Kante, Reece James, and more likely Fofana. Everyone else, squad. So it's like, what? What difference is that going to make? How much of a bigger difference is that going to make? You still haven't gone and bought a backup to Reece James. We've heard nothing on a wing back or right back for Reece James, who's the most injury prone right now, as much as Kante by the looks of it. So you haven't gone and bought anyone of quality there, which we're in desperate need of. We got Chilwell out, who 100% would be in that first 11. And he's such an important player. He's out. Granted. So there's 4 players out of that 10. Out of the list of 10, there's 4 players that are 100% starters in that team. The rest are just bench. And did they even have much of an impact? No, not for me. Not for me. Don't have an impact. So there's that context. I get that. I understand that. I understand that context. And that's a shame for Potter. But where are the basics of football? Where's the basics of possession? Where's that resilience? Where I don't see any of it, mate. I haven't seen it for fucking even against Bournemouth. It was like second half was just it's just not getting any better. And it's like, oh, we've got to suffer. Suffer what, bruv? Do you know these players won the Champions League, Super Cup, Club World Cup? All these players, apart from the signings, they've won those trophies. They're not that fucking bad. We know, they haven't been performing. But we're not performing as a unit, as a team. Whatever team he selects, there's no balance, there's no chemistry, there's no nothing. It's just loss after loss after loss. And there's no solution, bruv. And that's why I said to you, Thomas Tuchel, he was the best problem-solving manager. The fucking media, the brown envelopes, the agenda merchants have got what they wanted. I told everyone from day one, they never wanted Chelsea Football Club to build with Thomas Tuchel, an elite manager. The owners listening to all their fucking advice from who? God knows who it is, because it's not like they know from thin air, they know what to do. They've been advised, and whoever's advised them is advised them absolute bang smash waffle to just tarnish us and destroy us, which is what the process is now. We're just looking worse and worse. There's no improvement. Where is the planning for the transfer window? You are just going out for an Enzo Fernandez, if it's even fucking true. Done deals, all this, shut up, waffle. 85 million bid. If you're that serious, go and pay the buyout clause, mate. If you want to back the gaffer, if the gaffer really wants Enzo Fernandez, go and pay the money. If he really wants a Felix or Mudryk, go and pay the money then. You got all the money. We're told you got absolute billions, mate. Go and spend it. No one's going to compete with you in January. Go and buy them. I don't see it. Where's that ambition? We're waiting for it. You spent 300 odd million on what? On what? Most of these players, you're probably looking to go, actually, no, they don't suit Potter. Let's get rid of them. But did they even suit Tuchel? Tuchel didn't want these players, bruv. This is what I hate hearing this narrative that Tuchel got these players. Who? What owner? What board goes and spends 300 million to go and sack that manager? And we know it's not even on results. They didn't sack him because of results. They sacked him because they don't see eye to eye. I wonder why they didn't see eye to eye. Maybe because Tuchel goes, do you know what? You don't know what you're doing. And this is what I want to do. I'm not director of football, and you're forcing me, calling me up 24/7 to advise you on what to get and what players. I don't fucking scout players. That's what we've got a scouting department for. But you've just cleaned out the whole scouting department. You've cleaned out the director of football. You've cleaned out the director of communications. You've fucking cleaned out everyone. So all you've got is me, and I'm not that guy. I'm a coach. I'm a football manager. Where's that narrative from people? I'm sorry, you don't go and sack Thomas Tuchel without having a real plan, a real idea, knowing what you're doing. Because it's all up in the air at the minute. It's a shambles. It's an absolute shambles. And people going, yeah, it's all the players. Yeah, really? It was all the players under Tuchel, was it? What? I'll tell you why Tuchel struggled with results at the start of the season. Firstly, during that pre-season, we weren't ready, all right? We weren't ready. Everyone, I said it on my stream when I was on with Tony on a live watching on our first pre-season, or I think second pre-season, before the Arsenal game, and I said, we don't look ready. We ain't ready for it. We ain't ready for the Premier League. And I was right, and I knew it. I've got my feeling, I know what I see, and I know when Chelsea are ready for it, and I know when they're not. And then I'm had to think about things. I think, what's going on in the transfer market? What players are we actually buying? Are these really the players we should be looking at? No, they weren't. They weren't. We've bought them. Tuchel's had no choice because he's like, I'm so desperate for centre-backs. And these guys just gone out and bought whatever centre-back, whatever it is. Cool. Spent all their energy on centre-backs. Didn't think about backup for Reece James. Didn't go and get Declan Rice or a Casemiro. Why don't we go and buy Casemiro? Shall I tell you about Casemiro? And I'll tell you about the DM position. Casemiro is why Manchester United are playing the way they play, because they're fucking balanced. They now have a player in that midfield that is a general, experienced, a winner, and that just naturally translates to the rest of the team and all the younger players, and it gives the team balance, and it means you don't play McSauce and McFred and fucking all that nonsense, yeah? You play Casemiro, bruv, and it frees up your Fernandes, and it frees up all your attacking players. Look at the way the attacking players are playing. That's how Ten Hag could do it. If he didn't have Casemiro, he wouldn't be able to do that. Why don't we go and do that for Thomas Tuchel instead of fucking all this, oh no, we're going to keep Jorginho, we're going to keep this player and that player. We might do a new contract re-sign and this. And what's Bowley doing? Signing players on 7.5-year deals. Who has heard of 7.5-year deals now? Now, I'll tell you why. It only goes one way. You get this player, you build him up, players come in, another club comes in for him, and you sell him for big money because he's got like 4 years or 3 years left on his contract, which is you get all the money for it. You're in the club and the owners are in a strong position. But what if that player doesn't live up to what he's meant to be, what you expect him to be, what your data says? What if that player actually becomes a flop? You're stuck with a player on decent wages, if not big wages, for 7.5 years. Like, how many players have we been struggling to get rid of, like Batshuayi, Drinkwater? Do these owners not understand? This is not how you do business. You're billionaires. You should get the right people in place to do the right things. Now, I don't give a shit. It's not my money. I don't care. All right? But what I do care about is maybe having flops in the squad that we can't get rid of. And what they're going to do, just loan them out, have loads of players on loan again. So what are we going back onto? We're going back onto the Roman model. And this is my concern. They ain't no Roman Abramovich. If they think they can come in and do a Roman model better, I don't believe it. If you genuinely want to come in and back this manager and give him everything he wants, fantastic, but do it. Because I'm not seeing it. I ain't seen none of it. Big up to every single one of you in here. There's like 300 people in here. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And all that jazz. I'm just trying to get some people donated. Big up to you for your Super Minerals Red Star. We want that bad. We wasn't that bad under TT. We need midfielders first. I agree. I know this. I know this 100%. So when I was coming out on my platform, and I was gunning for every single Tuchel agenda merchant, there is a reason why. Because of this, what's happening now. This is exactly what's happening now. And the thing is, right, if they go and sack Potter, they look ridiculous. That's the first thing. They look an embarrassment. And the second thing is, who are you going to get to replace him? Who are you going to bring in now? You bring Pochettino's and all this stuff. It's just like, it's just nonsense, mate. It's absolute nonsense. Big up Fat if you Super Minerals. I can't lie. We can say how bad players perform. I think Potter's lost the dressing room once again. Player power strikes again. Chelsea, Rafael Benitez has decent record in 10 games than Graham Potter. You know what, Fatter? I don't know. I don't think it's like he's lost the dressing room as such, like it's bad blood. But what I do think is that they're not believing in him. They're not buying into him. And I guess you could probably call that the same thing or a similar thing, but I think it's a little bit more professional like that. I think down tooling and just being an absolute cunt is what we've seen from, say, a Ziyech or certain players like a Pulisic, players in the past that have done that to previous managers. You get like one or two, Lukaku, for instance, you get those bad eggs. Aubameyang's another one. So you get these players come in and they get pissed off and this and that. And I think Potter's tried to please the squad and it's backfired. I think what his angle should have been was, I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to be like, this is the way I play. If you don't like it, if you're not on my thing. But this is my thing. Where does the mentality instill from? Where does it stem from? It's stemming from the ownership, not Potter, not the gaffer. I just don't think he's fully backed. I think it's all bollocks. I think it's all a smokescreen that we've been spoon-fed that he's been backed and we've got this long project. But I actually, in reality, think that they're just buying players and young players, and they've got a manager who develops players and doesn't work with the big elite players, and he turns them into superstars, like he's done with McAllister. Yeah, example, Bissouma. He's developed them, making them into better players. Burns, he's gone to Newcastle. And then they take that next step. No, we're not a fucking development club. We're not a feeder club, bruv. We're Chelsea FC. Where is this downgrade come from? You know, he came out yesterday, the gaffer, and he said what he said. You know, I'm pissed off in this, and I liked it. It's great, and he's frustrated. But I think his frustrations are not with the players. It's more with the owners, mate. I'm telling you, man, the owners, mate. I'm sorry, man. I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. When you have an elite manager and they come in, they know exactly what they're going to do. They know exactly how they're going to play. They get all these experienced players, the older players, the senior players, and they get them on board. Even if you're going to sell them, they're employed by the club. They'll serve their purpose for that gaffer to take us to the next step. To the next step. So where is our next step? We're 10 points above relegation and we're 10 points behind top four. Yes, things can change in any moment of time. Newcastle are flying. Amanda Stately, whatever her name is married or the partner of Egbali. So there's a dots connected there to say where they're getting a device from. Who manages them? Eddie Howe, English manager. Another yes man. They'll go out and buy players and they just fucking make it work. I think the days of truly backing a gaffer, I don't think they're real. And I want to say it like this. The owners, like a lot of our platforms, all they care about is a pound note. All they care about is making money. It's not for the love of the game. It's not for the love of the Chels. Roman didn't need to do it for the pound note because he had enough of it. I just look, we're selling USA shirts in the mega store. We're selling USA shirts in the mega store. I mean, what is that all about? Did Roman sell Russia shirts? Oh, come on, bruv. And Pep keeps going on. Give him time. Yeah, of course, give him time because we're fucking going down and down, down. Listen, you weren't fucking saying that under Tuchel, were you, Pep Guardiola? Was all these media saying give Tuchel time? Do you know why? Because Tuchel was fucking dangerous. Tuchel had them all wetting themselves. Tuchel was the manager they feared on the touchline. You had aura with Tuchel. Tuchel done Pep Guardiola back-to-back 3 times and fucking done him Champions League final, yeah? Let's have it right. We don't have that now. When you look at Man United, they've got fucking Ten Hag, little general there. Klopp. Arteta's trying to be. That remains to be seen. And you got Pep Guardiola. But TT had that. TT was right up there. I can't, man. He's so fucking jarring. Do you know that? He's so jarring hearing all these people spit out all this shit and they disrespect Tuchel, bruv. They disrespect him. They don't understand. Oh, we lost games under Tuchel. Yeah. Do you know why we lost games under Tuchel? Because we had fucking injuries. Yeah. We had injuries, but he wasn't getting backed. He was pissed off. He knew he was going to get the sack. So fuck it. It goes how it goes. I'm sorry, someone that calls you up and says, do you want Ronaldo? No, I don't want him. Do you want Ronaldo? We can get Ronaldo. No, I don't want him. Why don't you want Ronaldo? Why don't you want Ronaldo? I don't want him. He'll ruin my dressing room. What do you mean he will ruin your dressing room? How would a player like that ruin a dressing room? Think about all the shirts he's going to sell us. Come on. Come on. Look what he did to Manchester United, the club that he supposedly loves. And you're going to bring that. Tuchel's damn right. Tuchel's bang on it. And do you know what Tuchel didn't want to have to deal with? What Ten Hag had to deal with? But Ten Hag was backed, mate. The Glazers got rid of... Think about this, mate. The Glazers of all ownerships, the ones that United fans want out of their club, and they're probably going to leave, they backed Ten Hag to get rid of Ronaldo, bruv. That's the unthinkable. The amount of shirts and money that he makes for the Glazers. The Glazers only care about money. Tuchel went through all the sanctions. No other club in history has been sanctioned. No one talks about that enough. Where do you hear that from the media? All you hear about is, oh yeah, Tuchel lost this game and that game. Listen, everyone goes like this. Potter didn't have a pre-season. Potter didn't have a transfer window. And I get that. For his level, I understand that. But neither did Tuchel, mate. Tuchel came in January and he went on and won us Champions League. Then he didn't get anywhere. He got Lukaku. Everyone says he bought Lukaku. Don't say what you don't know. Yeah? The evidence is there. He never wanted Lukaku. But he knew he was a yes man under Roman. But Roman was respected. Roman had respect. Roman was known in the game. No one fucked with Roman. No other clubs, no governments, no one fucked with Roman. So if you go and get employed by Roman Abramovich, you have to do what he says. And if you don't do what he says, and that's win, and accept what he gives you, then you're out the door and you ain't got a job. But they don't want that because they love the club, they love the winning, they love the mentality. That's what they come. They crave it at Chelsea. Yeah? We don't have that under the new owners. The new owners are having meetings and dinners with all the other owners of all the other football clubs who are what? They're going to ask them for advice, are they? And try and be friends with them. There's no friends in this game. You're a billionaire. You should know that. There's no friends in the Premier League. They hate Chelsea. Go and do your research on Chelsea Football Club. Go and look at the track record since Ken Bates, the media, Rupert Murdoch. They fucking hate us. Anything you do will be used against you. So when you tell me about Potter needs time, well, Tuchel needed time. There was no agenda. There was no positives for Tuchel needing time. It was all, I'm going to criticise Tuchel. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, what's this? Oh, what's that? Did you not ever question? Did you not ever think, and not think in your stupid little minds, that Tuchel wanted a fucking midfielder? Did you not ever think that he really wanted a midfielder? Yeah? You actually believe that he didn't want midfielders from what he had. You're mad. You're mad. He knows exactly what this team needs. He's worked with it enough. He knew as soon as he landed in Cobham on his helicopter for the Wolves game, he knew. You saw instant impact from when he came to the dugout. So that's because the owners went out and did what they wanted to do and put it on Tuchel like, yeah, we're asking Tuchel for advice. Really? Are you really asking for advice? If you're asking for Ronaldo countless time, you're throwing all these names at him. But when he gives you names, do you go and buy those names? No, of course you don't. Oh, we don't want to spend money on an experienced player. We won't spend 70 million on Casemiro, for example. Or we don't go and buy Lewandowski because he's 32. We don't. Yeah, but these players, they'll help us get to the next stage, and then we can bring in other players in the next transfer window that are a bit younger that we can get at a cheaper price. No. We're going to do it this way. We're going to buy all the youngsters, for cheap price, and then we're going to bed them in, and we're going to get a manager that's good at bedding them in and bringing them up. And what are we, a youth system now? Are we a youth fucking feeder club for our first team? Is that what we are now? Because that's the only way I see it. It's the only way I see it at the minute. The performances are showing that. I've got experienced players, when they get the ball, it's like, well, what should I do with it? I don't even know where my teammate is. You've got inexperience in the back line playing out the ball. You've got a midfielder that's getting cut through like knife through butter. And then you expect players in your front line to just be magical all the time. It's just fucking delusion, bruv. And everyone wants to come at the players and hack the players. You know, it's not on the players, mate. Everyone wants to come at the players, but it's how you're set up. It's how the mentality is drilled in you. And that mentality is instilled from the board right to the grassroots. And Potter, his mentality, I don't see it. I think he's got it. I think he knows what he wants, but he can't get there. He doesn't know how to solve the problem to get at least halfway to help us get to that certain point so that he can then start integrating. Everything's too drastic. Everything's too drastic. Listen, when you hear the Chelsea fans chanting Super Tommy Tuchel, that's all you got to know, bruv. And I want to bring this up now. Let's bring this one up. Big up Fatter for the Super Minerals geezer. Have a safe trip back, guy. Yeah. Having to witness that. And it's like Mahrez always fucking does it. Kepa again, like I just expect it now. Whatever. It is what it is, you know. It is what it is. But let me bring this up now, because this is something very strong. This is Minerals landed. And I'm gonna bring this up right now. Let's bring it up. Guys, while I do that, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Get in the chat. Write your comments and all that jazz. All right, so let's do it. Here we go. I just think that going back or looking for solutions when you take a hasty and totally wrong attitude is not wrong. Go Blues. Bell Silva, very proper Chels. Loves the club. Thiago Silva loves the club. I saw Thiago Silva on the bench at the game, trying to direct, looking at all the mistakes, looking at all the things that are wrong tactically and the way the team's set up. But he just sat back and he just didn't say anything because he thought, what's the point? Yeah? But he's a leader. And he wasn't on that pitch. And we missed him today. We're going to miss him when he retires, because he's just unbelievable. But for Bell Silva, who's got a huge platform, very well respected, to come out and basically say, the board, Bowley, you made a hasty decision. It's a totally wrong attitude by sacking Thomas Tuchel, but it's not wrong to think about going back to that instead of looking for solutions, yeah? I think that, for me, is just top class. Because someone's come out who's genuine, who's in the club, that loves the club, and has been absolutely honest. That is pure honesty. That is Minerals and honesty there. And there's nothing she's saying that's wrong. That is pure facts, mate. And everything I say has been supported. That, for me, is the tweet of the day. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Bell Silva getting all the away fans to Chelsea fans to chant Super Tommy Tuchel, bruv. Let's have it right. She's got the Minerals. I just think that going back or looking for solutions when you take a hasty and totally wrong attitude is not wrong. She's saying go back. It's not wrong to go back and bring Thomas Tuchel. It's not wrong. She's not wrong, fellas. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. She's Minerals General. But in the reality is they will not do it. They will not do it. They won't do it. They won't do it. Now, I want to go to this. Fucking jarring, mate. Guys, hit the like button. You know what to do. If you ain't subscribed, subscribe. Right, where is it? There we go. Let's get this up. All right. I have to land this. Right, let's get it up. Now, this guy, let's land it. This guy is a fake Manchester United fan. He's another one that blocked me. I forgot to put him on the list and the lovely medals I've got on my mantelpiece. He's another one that blocked me early on for whatever reason, yeah, because he's part of the campaign, he's part of the narrative. He's one of the little brown envelopes, yeah. That's what he is, this geezer. This guy's a so-called Man United fan. He ain't a Man United fan. He's a Nottingham Forest fan. Let's have it right. Let's land the minerals, yeah? So we're going to fucking land it now. And now we got Chelsea accounts, big accounts, going, this is absolutely spot on. This is absolutely spot on. So let's put this Goldbridge fella, the Forest fan, in the woods right now. It's very short. Thank God it's short. But let's land it. Let's go.
Well, we shouldn't have sacked Tuchel. Tuchel sacked himself. If you speak to people in the know, Tuchel sacked himself. He didn't like the way the new ownership was going. He fell out with a few of the players. Tuchel sacked himself.
If you know people, if you know that he sacked himself. No, he didn't sack himself. Basically, the owners sacked him because they didn't see eye to eye. They wanted it run his way. He wanted certain players. He wanted it the way he wanted it because he's an elite gaffer. And they wanted more than that from him. So they sacked him because he wasn't a yes man. That's the first thing. Let's move on.
And he got backed in the summer as well. And
no, he didn't. See what I'm saying? They all say he's got backed in the summer. That Todd Bowley spent all that money on Thomas Tuchel. Now, no one goes and spends 300 million to just go and sack that manager. Delusion, mate. Delusion. But it fits the narrative. It fits this fella's narrative. It fits all the other larger accounts and narratives to push this whole thing that Tuchel was backed in the summer, because that's what the media tell you. That's what they tell you. And that's where it's globalized everywhere. That's the headline, wherever you look. So, of course, no one else is going to know anything different, are they? And you got another one of these guys with a big platform coming out of it. And shame on you wearing a Stony badge. You ain't got no minerals to wear that Stony, bruv. Fuck me.
Results weren't there.
Especially in blue as well, guys.
Potter comes into the club after the summer transfer window, inherits a mess, inherits a team that spent a load of money on players for Tuchel. Fofana, Koulibaly, Sterling, Cucurella. There's £200 million there. £200 million spent, and you've got to use them, and you didn't buy them.
All right, so how about Tuchel comes in January, has not just that transfer window fella, he has 5 previous managers of a squad. And he comes in, lands on his little helicopter, or big helicopter, let's have it right, in Cobham, instantly plays a certain way of playing football, knows how he sets out the team, develops players, and we go and win the Champions League, the Super Cup, Club World Cup. Then he goes to another major transfer window and he gets shoehorned fucking cement-booted fraud Lukaku, bruv. Yeah, that's what he gets given. When he didn't want him, he wanted Haaland. Everyone wanted Haaland. And we go and get that guy, that fraud, and everyone knows how that turned out, who can't play possession-based football. He's just a lamppost. And gets a loan player called Saul from Atletico Madrid. So tell me where he's back there after winning the Champions League. And he's had no pre-season before when he won the Champions League. Didn't know any of the players. He didn't struggle with it, fella. Where's that narrative?
So straight away, you're inheriting a lot of new signings with expectation that you didn't buy. No striker as well. Brings Aubameyang in. Problem as well. Injuries.
Well, who brought... See what I'm saying? They're trying to blame Tuchel bringing Aubameyang. Now, the only way it suits them to bring back Aubameyang, they brought Aubameyang on what? Transfer deadline day, was it? Yeah. Off what club was it? Barcelona? Yeah. Desperate to sell, were they? Yeah. Did he really want to come? No. But, oh, yeah, we'll use Tuchel's name for all the summer signings, because if we bring in a Potter, is he really got the pull to bring in Aubameyang and Sterling and all these players? Not really. Not really. Unless you're throwing astronomical wages, which they did on Sterling. But this is my point. That's my point. He didn't want them. You just used Tuchel's name. The media connect the dots because of his time at Dortmund. You really think Tuchel wants Aubameyang? Like, come on. Delusion, mate. There was no planning from the board.
Ridiculous. They've basically got a better team that's injured than they have their starting 11 at the moment. No pre-season to get your team playing a very different way to Tuchel. The way Potter plays football, very different to Tuchel.
How's it different? How's it really different when Tuchel plays a 4-2-2-2, Potter, and he changes formation within the game, which is what Potter does? He's all possession. They're both possession-based managers. And in fact, Tuchel's XG is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So when you're saying they're completely different styles of play, no, not really, son. Not really. It's just like you want to prop Potter, which is all good. Coming from a United fan is astounding. But why weren't you propping Tuchel, fella? When you had Nini CFC come on TalkSport and you sorted that out, and then he was coming on with his agenda to diss Tuchel and say he doesn't know how to train attacking players when he's had Mbappe, Neymar, and all these players, and you're telling me he doesn't know how to train attacking players? Delusion, bruv. Absolute delusion. And you prop this narrative, and you were one of the ones that actually instigated this whole agenda on Tuchel. Let's build a whole pressure campaign on Thomas Tuchel. And now here we are. And you're trying to explain to us, Chelsea fans, or to your so-called fans, that Potter didn't have a pre-season, this, that. Well, neither did Tuchel, mate. And when he did have a pre-season, where was he backed, fella? Where was he backed? Wasn't even backed under Roman. And then he come into these new ownerships, and then you think that he's been backed. No, you've blamed everything on Tuchel, and all the fuck-ups of Bowley, you've blamed it on Tuchel. Let's have it right.
You inherit players who've had a pre-season based on Tuchel, and now you're trying to get them to play a different way. So he's had no signings, no pre-season, a load of injuries, and people are saying he's not good enough. And I'm like, do people understand how hard it is to manage a Premier League football club?
Well, that's interesting. Tuchel did it pretty well. He got us back top four, back to back, didn't he? Didn't he, Marky fella? Forest. Didn't he? Got us top three with this inherited squad of 5 previous managers, without actually having his own players. Never been able to build his own identity. Never given the time. So Potter deserves time, but these hypocrites tell you, because they're part of the campaign of Chelsea, obviously, they tell you that Tuchel didn't deserve time. You wrong-uns.
Especially when you've got no pre-season, no signings, and loads of injuries, and a team that's 100% going through transition. For me, Potter has to stay. The results could get worse. I'm not going to say it's just.
Oh, that suits you, doesn't it? The results getting worse suits you, Man United and Nottingham Forest. It suits you lot. Absolutely. It suits Manchester City. It suits everyone else that Chelsea just dropped down the pecking order. Of course you're going to say that. Listen, guys, you have to be very wary of wrong-uns like this, mate. You have to be very, very wary of people like this. They're put in these positions for a reason. They're pawns, mate. Absolute pawns in the game. Pawns of the campaign against Chelsea for this specific reason. And they're phonies, mate. Absolute phonies, wishy-washy, flip-flopping, brown envelope merchants, bangers and mash waffle, no onions, no gravy. You know the deal. Absolute toxic, pure toxicity in the footballing world. And this guy is on TalkSport. Don't make me laugh. I mean, their agenda's hilarious. And you go to ESPN, mate. ESPN as well. Where this guy's got a massive platform. Is he doing a Glazers Out campaign, guys? Has he gone on a full-on Glazers Out campaign? Because I'm hearing a lot of the big accounts ain't doing that. Why is that? Why is that? You see, the ones that know will understand that this guy ain't talking anything right about Chelsea. And that's all I'm going to say on that one. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Absolute mug in the game. Another one. They're just everywhere, mate. Spawns. Absolute spawns. Oh, and that was it. Alex Goldberg. Yeah, it's absolutely spot on. Wow. You don't know your club, do you, mate? You don't know your club. So, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Now, the going narrative, obviously, everyone's coming at certain players. Do you know what I mean? All right, let's go to this one because I know this is going to be funny. Now, all these guys, yeah, let's see what their narrative is because they're going to come at all the players. I know what these wrong uns are like. I know what these wrong uns. Now, before anyone comes, yeah, and wants to come at Mason Mount, yeah, you all want to come at Mason Mount. Mason Mount's been thrown in like Reece James was from injury. No easing in, just throw him in. Throw him in. So he starts, plays the majority of the game. You tell me, how many times did he get the ball? How many times was Mason Mount given that ball in that midfield? And when I listened to the commentators, that Jenna geezer and the other guy, they said he doesn't even get the ball. I haven't seen Mount not get the ball at all in a game this bad. So what does that tell you? That tells you your playing out from the back is atrocious. That tells you your midfield was shocking. Jorginho and Kovacic were the worst players. Ziyech was absolutely shocking. Kai let us down, with that handball. That was fucking, why were you doing that? That was just ridiculous. You were actually doing all right. You were holding up the ball. But I know he's upset about that and we have to support him. He was upset for him, but he made a mistake. It's as simple as that. Made a mistake. I'm not going to come at them, though. This is the thing. I'm just not coming at them. I look at it that the players just are doing what they're told. They're instructed. And I think those instructions are piss poor. I think they're awful. I don't think the players even know what they're doing anymore. And we've seen this all before. I look at the balance. It's all about the team. You have to be real, man. You can't just single out players. You have to be real. It's not these players' fault, mate. I'm shocked, mate. Everyone wants to come at Mason Mount. It's just sad, mate, because they're agenda merchants. I get it, man. I understand, and I ignore these idiots because they're idiots. They're just clueless. They don't understand, mate. I mean, he had the best chance of the game in the second half, and even that was like we're so poor as a team. The system's poor. There's no chemistry. There's no balance. So what do you expect your players to do, mate? What do you expect? Your big up Stretters in here as well. 1 win in 8 games for Potter at Chelsea. If Abramovich was still here, he'd be on the tills in Tesco by now. Don't tell me that I don't know about Mason Mount and you're saying that he's trash. You're a wrong un, mate. Get out of my platform. Don't even be in my chat. You're a wrong un. Anyone coming at Mason Mount, you don't understand, mate. You don't get football. It's as simple as that. Every manager plays him. He's a baller. He's not the problem in this team. He's fucking far from the problem. And this is the problem with these wrong uns in the game. They don't understand that. They don't get it. So I'm not going to waste my energy on people like that. I'm just not going to waste my energy. We got players that are useless. Useless. Jorginho was shocking. But fuck it. I know his deficiencies. It is what it is, man. What do you want me to say? Yeah, get Georgie out, this and that. He's probably going to leave anyway. But he was upset when he made that misplaced pass to go for a corner. He was so upset with himself. He was like, fuck's sake, fuck. Like, he's upset, man. He knows he made a mistake. He knows he made mistakes. He knows he lost the ball. How many players lost the ball? We're not playing well. We got no instructions. We got no mentality. Where does that stem from, you fucking wrong-uns? Where does it stem from? He's one of the problems. What, did we miraculously score 4 goals when he came off, did we? Did we miraculously win the last Man City game when Mount wasn't playing? Did we miraculously win it, did we? Don't be so naive. Don't be so fucking childish and clueless. Do you know what I mean? You don't address the problems. You don't get the Declan Rice. You don't get a DM. You don't get the right players. It's board level, mate. This is all the board. There's nothing else. I'm not going to come at Potter. You know, are people starting to say Potter out? Yes, Potter out. Potter out. But he's not. It's not his fault, mate. He's been given this shit. It's the board's fault for sacking Tuchel. Let's have it right. They're the facts, but they won't tell you that. They won't say that. They'll say, no, Tuchel was struggling. Tuchel this, that. Fuck off. You don't know what you're talking about. You were part of the narrative to get Tuchel out. Now he's out, and you're having to go with this process, and you don't like this process. All of a sudden, what, you're going to turn Potter out now? You're going to switch, go through the whole thing. It's all agendas, man. Fucking atrocious, man. Guys, let me know what likes someone. Hit the likes, man. At least 300 people in here can like the fucking thing. At the very least, mate. I've just got some soup minerals to land. Big up to Tyler as well in here. Tyler Raps. He's become a new member of the Minerals FC. Big up to you. Thank you very much. Cheers to you, fella, for joining the Minerals FC. Big stuff, mate. Big stuff. Much appreciated. Anyone else in the membership, all my members, big up to every single one of you. Welcome, Tyler, in the chat as well, guys. I've just seen that now. Big up for the Soup Minerals, Mitchy boy. I'm losing hope. Someone give me some. The only ones that can give us hope, Mitchy, is the board, mate, and what they do for Potter if they're backing him, because I don't see any backing at the minute. I see it all absolute shit show. Big up to Indefinite in here for Soup Minerals. This is what we need. This is what we get for sacking Tuchel. He called out the poor mentality. These players are too weak, frail mentally. It is time for an exodus. Now, he's not wrong. He said this team's not... Lampard said it. This Chelsea not ready to compete. He was right. Get me the right players. He knows he's a footballer. He's played in teams that won Premier League titles, Champions League. He knows what works. He knows what works, what balances in the team. He knows when he sees a player, what fits and what suits and helps you to be a great side. Tuchel then comes in, makes it fantastic, paves over all the cracks. And then the second season, we get the shit show. Injuries, Rudiger Christensen contracts, Lukaku cement-booted fraud drama, mate, landing his lamppost on the bridge and away. And then you got the sanctionings. You got his private life. And he said, what's going to change? We've got the same players. The board didn't want to listen to him. The board didn't buy into him. They got rid of him. It's as simple as that. He wasn't a yes man. Tuchel is too elite, let's have it right, to educate new owners. He ain't got time for that shit. He's a coach. All he wants to do is do what he knows best, and that's to manage and win titles. And all he wanted to do was win Premier League titles and more titles at Chelsea Football Club. He was one of us. He loved us. He was part of the DNA of Chelsea. But do you know what? You can't even say he's Roman's DNA, because he was there after Roman as well, and they still fucked him over. They still didn't back him. And what did we say as Chelsea fans? We wanted him backed 100%. And what happened? The divide in the fan base started because of deficiencies in the team, got exposed by even worse injuries, again to a Reece James and Chilwell's and all these players, blah, 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 same old shit, Kovacic, Kante, same old situation, and it wasn't rectified because the board that came and took over didn't listen to Thomas Tuchel. I'm telling you now, there is no way Thomas Tuchel's not saying to them, I need this player, I need that player, because I know that we're weak here, we're weak there, and we need to improve there. Come on, mate. Don't be a long way from Starbucks. Know your minerals. Know them. Understand the context here. Understand it, bruv. Understand it. The thing is, I love Thomas Tuchel. He earned our trust and respect. I've got everything from Tuchel. I won't say a bad word about Tuchel. I won't say a bad word about Jose Mourinho. The GOATs, mate. Fucking won it, mate. Yeah? Let's have it right. Ancelotti. You know what I mean? Potter's got to show us something, guys. I'm not calling for him to be sacked because at the end of the day, unless you're bringing back Tuchel and that's your plan, do what you got to do. But if you're just going to go and bring in another guy who you think is going to go along with your plan, an elite manager, if you think an elite manager is going to go along with these guys' plan, no, mate, ain't happening. And I think Potter stays. Unless we're literally in relegation battle, which would be absolutely disgraceful. And I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what the process is, what the vision is. If you're fighting relegation, you need to be sacked, mate. And that's it. I mean, we're Chelsea. We're Chelsea. You don't just fall off a cliff like this. It's madness. And people accepting it. All these large accounts just like, yeah, we just go with it. Fucking hell, man. And they go, standards are in the mud because what? I rate Mount. Your standards in the mud if you fucking think that this ownership and this manager and this whole process is working right now. Your standards are in the mud because you're accepting loss after loss. And the thing is, all we can do is accept it. All we can do is accept it. But I know there's players in this team that are going to still be at Chelsea, and they've won the Champions League. They've won these trophies, mate. They know how to play as a team. They know, it's chalk and cheese, mate. It's chalk and cheese. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, whatever, jog on. All about developing players now for me. Yeah, but developing where, Mitchie? I don't see any development. The only positive I saw was Fofana. Fofana, for me, he looked like a real spring chicken. He was ready. He looked strong. He looked hungry. I like him. And yes, play him. But like I say to you, these kids need experience, man. And they need experience around them to develop them. And right now, it's like you're playing youth players. It's not how you develop, mate. Fucking hell, man. Ziyech, the thing is, he's got no choice but to play Ziyech. I wouldn't have played Ziyech. Play for Fofana, bruv. Just fucking, what are you playing Ziyech for? So what we got here? Jem sent me this.
There are players in this team that, I'm sorry, give up. Throw them away. If you can sell them, please. Right? There's many. And this is where we have to be realistic, and I'm going to come to that shortly. But in terms of some of these players, Kai Havertz, I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I am absolutely done. Finished. If we're able to get away to sell him, sell him. Mate.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Sell Kai Havertz. It's just like you feed into the same shit again. Are you not identifying the real problems here, Eunice? There's so many more players out there, mate, that we need to get rid of. But Kai Havertz, He's like the cherry on the cake in a team, and our team is falling to pieces. We have nothing at the minute. So what do you expect from Kai, bruv? Like, what does everyone expect from him when we've got nothing? We've got our back line was fucking what, 2 17, 18-year-olds. Trev Chalobah's what, 20, 21? And Koulibaly, who's from a pensioners league. All right, that's the back line. Then you got Jorginho runs underwater, and you got Kovacic, who's been terrible since the World Cup. And you expect Kai to do something. Now you're saying I'm done with Kai Havertz. No, mate, I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Mason Mount, academy lad, yeah, one of Cobham's finest, right? Reece James is one of Cobham's finest, properly it seems, in terms of actually being consistent.
I'll tell you what, he's consistently fucking injured, Eunice. That's what he is, mate. And you talk about consistency. Mason Mount has been the most consistent, more than Reece James, over the last 3 years, and you cannot fucking say nothing about that. And this is where, again, another injury, another dig. Let's go at Mason Mount. Same old narrative. And this is funny coming from Eunice, who went to Cobham and asked Mason Mount himself to have a picture with him and sign his shirt. And look at what he's talking, how he's talking now. These guys are just snakes, mate. Honestly,
showing
snakes.
Progress, getting better. Mount hasn't just stagnated, he's regressed. He's
come back from injury. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll ignore that. Another one thrown in after injury. We'll ignore that he never got the ball in this entire game, and if he did get the ball, what options did he have? Even if he held on to it, what was his options? Where was the transition of the team? Where was the support from the fucking fullbacks in the back four? I mean, are you really that? I know you're more intelligent than that when it comes to football, but if this is the agenda you want to lay, and then people are clipping this, putting this on Twitter, and you've got all these muppets putting it out, I expect it. And this is why I come at all these idiots, because this is the narratives they set now. This is a narrative. Why are we not talking about the ownership?
I'm back, and he keeps going back. And we still are not able to realize what Mason Mount is really good at. What stands him out? What, just that he runs?
He's the most continental player we've got in our team. Off the ball, absolutely elite. He's got the highest G&A. He scored the most goals like Lampard at the same amount of games. No other player has done that. In fact, no other player has done it, right? Apart from Lampard, all right, who's playing in a far better team than Mason Mount is, all right? He's got the most dribbles, definitely up there with dribbling. He's created most chances. If you look at the whole 3 seasons, he's been our clutch player. I mean, what more? What do you mean? What does Mason Mount do? He's been, obviously, Sterling's told you all he's the most technically gifted with Foden out of the entire England squad. I find it astounding that you're asking that question. And that's very poor from someone who has a platform. He's so poor, mate. And like I say, and like I come at all these guys, yeah, and I come when it's necessary, yeah, is because it's ones like these that feed into the agenda merchants. And that's what he's gone and done. So well done. Congratulations, Eunice. What a gentleman you are. And then we got all the other people that like to hold your knob and want you on platforms, and they'll go along with it as well. So let's keep it rolling, yeah? Keep it rolling.
If that's the case, mate, we might as well just create an athletics team. Send him to the Olympics. He will win gold for us. Team GB will get gold with Mount running for them. They will, 100%.
Yeah, well, who else runs in our fucking team, mate? You tell me. Ziyech, does he run? Pulisic, does he run? Does Jorginho run? Do they fucking run? Who else is going to run for you, Eunice? Do you know what I mean? Like, stinky agenda. Anyway, I can't, Jem, why are you sending me crap like this, bruv?
It's unbelievable. But today, lost. And it just keeps going and going and going. Mason Mount, we know there's a contract negotiation coming up, isn't there? Or he's in the midst of it. Seems like they haven't agreed. Mount's asking for what? 300k a week? Sell. Get the money in and sell. We have to start realizing.
Whoa, did he just say sell Mason Mount? is the 300 grand or 250 coming out your pocket, but you want to pay Reece James 300 grand a week for being fucking on the injury bench, for being injured. Is that what it's come to? Look at the state of the fella. Look at the state of the fella. He's just a sell Mason Mount. You are, my friend, an absolute waste. Absolute waste, bruv. You're a disgrace. You know what you should do? I advise you, go and put that up, that Mason Mount signed shirt. Go and burn that picture of you and Mace. Yeah, go and burn it. Go and put that up for auction, that signed shirt, and donate all that money to a charity, because what you own in that is an absolute disgrace and insult to Mason Mount himself. You're a joke, mate. I'm done with this guy. I'm done with this guy. Get in the bin. Get in the bin. That is disgusting. This is what I'm talking about. It's people like this. And you lot go, oh, he's such a lovely guy. He's so fair. He talks so well. Wow. That guy will never be on my platform. I'll never go on anything with him. Nothing to do with him. I don't give a fuck, mate. And do you know what? He goes on with all them other lot. Fuck them all, mate. You're all wrong uns. You're all a joke. Absolute joke, mate. Snakes. Just like Mizzy. Another one. Two-faced snake, man. Proper. And is he saying Potter out as well? I mean, that tells you everything. They love to feed into narratives. That's what they do, these lot. Where was the same energy for Tuchel, mate? They all came at Tuchel, didn't they? They all criticised Tuchel, didn't they? Yeah. I don't forget, mate. I don't forget. That's why I am on my own platform. I'm going to do a show tomorrow, yeah, with someone respected, yeah? Let's have it right. And we're going to land the fucking minerals, bruv. And not have people like this polluting the timeline, polluting people's minds. That's what we're going to do, bruv. Big up the Chels, up the Minerals FC, all day long. Smash the likes, guys. 313 people. Lovely number, that. 313. Smash the likes, guys. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Let's move, guys. Let's move. Let's move. Yeah? Those lot, they all hold each other's dicks, and then they get other ones. Have you ever heard of the elephant walk? The elephant walk, it's like a train, and they all hold each other's dicks, yeah? That's them lot. That's what they all do, yeah? And they make sure that they're all in the right circle, and they throw in all the topics. The topic of this week's going to be this. The decline of Tuchel. Oh, let's criticise Tuchel. The topic's going to be Mason Mount. The topic's going to be Kai Havertz. The topic's going to be this and that. And then they carry on walking around all day long, and they feed it all down everyone's throats. And people write in the comments, oh, yeah, because that's all they know. That's all they know. Yeah. And what do elephants do? Elephants don't forget. They don't forget. You know what, guys? I'm going to get some other people, some proper fucking Chels, and we're going to talk about all this stuff, yeah? I'm going to be very selective who I have on my platform, because I ain't having no one polluting my platform, yeah? No one. No one's polluting my platform. So let's have it right. Everyone that wanted Tuchel sacked, you paid it all. You paid it all. You paid it all. Every single one of it. And if you want to talk about me, yeah, think twice about talking about me. You ain't got nothing on me, sons. Nothing at all. You see the difference between me, Minerals FC, and you lot? Do you know what the difference is? I'm a man that's got nothing to fucking lose. If my platform shuts down tomorrow, oh well, big deal. I'll set it up another one. No problem. My Twitter gets shut down. No problem. I'll set up another one. I don't depend on it. My life don't depend on it. I do it for fun, bruv. I do it because I enjoy talking about Chelsea. And I'm there to defend my club, mate. and talk it as it is, bruv. And that's how I move. Be very, very wary of someone that's got nothing to lose. Be very, very wary of that, people. Just a little warning. Be very, very careful of someone that don't have nothing to lose. I don't need no ties to the club. I don't need to be no puppet or no platform or no major platform or any mainstream media platform. Not me. Not me. I'll mud you all for fun. That's why we got the woods there. This woods here, very expensive woods in there. Very expensive. Very expensive. They bash and tarnish Chels. They tarnish Chels. They tarnish their players. They rat on their players. They snitch on their players. They shit on their players. All for clicks, mate. All for attention. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong, mate. Big up to Colin. Real talk, Johnny. CFC till we die. Let's have it right. Big up to you, geezer. Big up to you. All the real ones in here, they know, mate. They know, mate. The nonsense what that wanted Tiki sack deserve this. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Real talk, mate. No wishy-washy on here, man. No wishy-washy on here. Big up Denishan in here. Lovely to see you in here, geezer. I hope you're well. Big up to everyone in here. TT knew about the toxic dressing room. Potter, no. Well, he knows now. He knows now. The thing is, was it really that toxic? Or was it that the players knew that the ownership weren't buying into, they weren't getting on? And that transcends. I could tell. I remember when I was in, I was at the game at Tuchel was touchline band, and Tuchel was sitting behind us. I got my little sneaky pick, and Tuchel did not look happy. He just didn't look happy. And then he came down after we won. I think it was Leicester game. Came down, and do you know what they did? They told him to get off the pitch after the game. The game had ended. And they told him to get off the pitch. No, you're not allowed to be on the pitch and not celebrate with his players. Disgusting. So I think that the players sniff this. You can sense it. They're human beings. They're not stupid. They know what's going on. They're in it more than we are, day in, day out. And it transcends and translates onto the pitch, guys. And that's what's happened. That's what's happened. What's everyone saying? There's nothing right. Listen, Potter can play lovely football, but don't with Brighton and he won nothing. He's got nothing, no track record. All he's got a track record of is a little blueprint. Fantastic. That's great. Wicked. But this is Chelsea, guys. This is Chelsea, bruv. This is not a Newcastle trying to get up there. Maybe if Potter went to Newcastle, yeah, I can understand it. Yeah. But this is Chelsea, mate. This is Chelsea. Every time Pep Guardiola said, he said it to Lampard. What happened to Lampard? Got sacked. Never said it about Tuchel. Isn't that interesting? He says it about Potter and Lampard. They both get sacked. I think he even said it about Sarri. Sarri got sacked. Yeah? Oh, trust it. Give him time. Give him time. Then he comes out today and says, give him time. But the only reason it was all right at Barcelona is because I had Messi. What? Did you forget that he had Iniesta and Xavi as well and Busquets, geezer? Did you forget you had those players? But no, I just had Messi. That's why I was able to do what I was going to do. Come on, mate. That's ridiculous. So he hasn't said that about Tuchel. He was worried about Tuchel. Everyone wants us to be shit. Everyone wants us to basically fall off a cliff. You know, we know this. Like, guys, you on my platform, you understand that. You know what the narrative is from the media and from all these other clubs. They don't love Chelsea. When are we ever spoken about in a good light? Never. Absolutely never. I see all of them. Yeah, I see every single one of them, and they grate on me. You know that they all grate on me. Even all these Twitter accounts, these little accounts, these fucking nobodies in the game. It's like their opinions gospel, and they just they don't know what. You know what? I put them down as just little fans. They're not supporters, and there's a difference between a fan and a supporter. Let's have it right. There's a big difference, massive difference. And Frank Leboeuf, very disgraceful how he spoke about Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. And then it obviously absolutely destroyed Jorginho. But then you don't sort of say why. You don't say why the midfield. Maybe it's because of the midfield. Maybe it's what you're a footballer. You know that. You're a defender. Where do we play at the back, Leboeuf? And you're on ESPN, so ESPN want to push that. And the fact it's coming from a ex-Chelsea player is even worse. It just astounds me. It astounds me. People believe this stuff. Fofana looks a lovely little player, but he's young and he's time, man. But I like him. He excites me. He's probably the only one. Chuck Minerals as well. But ESPN, they've always been terrible, mate. All through the Tuchel as well. They had a massive Tuchel agenda. I don't forget the way they spoke. Even Leboeuf spoke about Tuchel and this and that. Shocking. None of your attackers can do anything when you got a midfield. You had the midfield of Gallagher, Jorginho and Kovacic, and you expect Mount and Kai. I mean, I don't expect anything from Ziyech anyway. Forget that. That guy's just like playing with 10 men. But to expect stuff out of Kai and Mace from that midfield and the way we're playing, and we got even more inexperience in the back line when you're playing a Manchester City, says it all. Says it all. He had to play Havertz up front because he wasn't going to play Aubameyang, and he didn't want to play Fofana straight away. If it's me, I would have played Fofana straight away, play Mason Mount, Kai Havertz in behind, fuck off Ziyech, and play your midfield free and pack it out with Kai and Mace as well. That's what they should have done. That's what Potter should have done if you're playing the back four. Personally, I think this back four just doesn't work. Our midfield is not built for it. I keep repeating myself countless times. We cannot play this back four with this midfield without a DM. And when we brought Zakaria on, he was a little bit better, but we were playing the back three. And we had a little wing-back system going with Asby. It's just like, make your mind up. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Guys, don't time people out if there's rivals in here. Let the rivals have their bants, yeah? That's what they're here for. They're here to laugh at us Chelsea fans. But do you know what? We've been laughing for fucking years. We've been winning titles after titles. We just recently won the Champions League, Super Cup, Club World Cup. We're all gravy, mate. We're just going through this shit show at the minute, and they seem to be laughing about it. I'm not laughing, yeah? But just let them do what they're going to do. Just ignore them. If they want to have their trolling, let them troll, man. It shows you where they're at. Listen, they can laugh all they want, but laugh all you want. We just got our second star. We're building history either way. We've got history. We won it all. We might even win another Champions League. Who knows? I doubt it right now, the way we are. But you never know. Let's see what happens in the transfer window. Anything's possible in football, but we need to turn it around. Fuck me. Something needs to click. Something needs to turn around. I've been saying this for how many streams now? And it seems to me it's only getting worse. Exactly. Only Liverpool, Chelsea, and United won everything in England. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. So, you know, we're not used to this period. We were used to it before a little bit, obviously, but we had Vialli, rest in peace, Vialli. Yeah. We let Vialli down today. You asked me to watch Rory's video. Rory grates on me, guys. I can't bear the guy. I can't stand him. The guy's been so royally muddied by me. He's so far, he's cemented in the woods. I don't want to bring him back out, guys. I really don't. What's his title? Get Potter out or something like that. Smash those likes, guys. What likes are we on? What likes are we on? Let me know what likes we're on, guys. Where is it? Oh, so he's just put Chelsea are in crisis. That's what he's put, yeah. Oh, mate, he's such a wrong'un, man. Such a wrong'un. I'm lost for words, mate. Honestly, man. Fucking, what is this? What is this? Where's Potter's interview? Where's Potter's interview? Let's see what the gaffer's got to say. All right, let's see. Guys, get the likes up. We need 300 likes, guys. Get me to 300 likes. Come on. We've had 350 people in here. Smash those likes, guys. Subscribe as well and all that jazz. Let's get fucking up there. Let's get up there. All right. Where is it? All right, let's see what Gaffer's got to say.
Okay, good evening. If you'd like a question, please raise your hand and we'll come around to as many as we can. We'll start at the front here with Sky Sports.
Thank you. Graham, your assessment of the performance tonight, first of all?
Well, I thought we were second best to a very, very good side. Obviously, we're not in a great moment ourselves, and even though it was a cagey sort of first 20 minutes, we couldn't attack the back line well enough. We couldn't attack as well as we'd like. I think Manchester City do it really well in terms of stopping you do that. But at the same time, we struggled. It's a fantastic first goal in terms of a strike from a direct free kick and then a strange penalty, and then he's caught in a position where it's 2-0. And you have to chase the ball against Manchester City and caught between.
Actually, can I just bring up, what about that foul on Kai Havertz before they got their first goal? Not on Kai Havertz, it was on Ziyech, and it was in the penalty box. They just dismissed it, nothing. And he tripped him. Why wasn't that given? See what I mean?
Been trying to commit more men and not getting opened up. So the first half was painful and it was tough for us all. Second half we had to respond. I thought there were some positives there in terms of the young players. I thought they gave everything and showed their quality, but in the end we're disappointed because we've gone out the competition. As congratulations Man City, they deserve to win, of course, and we're disappointed because we've gone out.
I know you spoke pre-match about needing time. Pep's just said essentially the same thing, but you're right, you do need time here. How much time do you think it will take to start turning some of the results around, if not some elements of the performance?
Well, I mean, the results in terms of the Premier League, I think we've lost 4 matches to Newcastle away. We just the last game before the World Cup, we had 9 players unavailable. We lost 1-0 to Arsenal. We lost on a bad day to Brighton, and I think we lost to Manchester City. So there's the teams we've lost to. But obviously, we've also drawn to Manchester United and Brentford. So the results in terms of in a small space of time aren't positive. Like I said, I've said before, you can make excuses and look for reasons, or you can say it isn't good enough. And both of those answers are correct. So we have to keep improving, stick together, because clearly we're suffering as a football club and it's not nice at all. But that's the way we're at the moment. That's where we are at the moment.
Nizar.
Hi, Graham. Sorry to ask, but you said stick together, but in your way, and you could hear that there's some chance for the former manager, the former owner, things like that. How hard is it to turn things around as a squad and as a coach?
You see that from Nizar Kinsella bringing up, of all the questions, and he brings up to Potter in this moment where you can clearly see he's fucking stressed. He's not breathing right. He looks absolutely stressed and knackered, drained. And he comes out, oh, you can see that the away fans sing Super Tommy Tuchel. Now, we know that. He knows that. But this is what I'm talking about, these brown envelopes, man. They're just relentless, mate. They're relentless.
Coaching staff where you kind of got less like atmosphere around you as well.
Well, there's nothing for us to. We can't do anything apart from do our jobs better and work harder. And you understand the like I said, the supporters' frustration. That's understandable, and we respect that. But our job is to do our job and to keep working, see the situation for what it is. Of course, there's always other opinions and there's always negativity and criticism because the results haven't been positive, and that's part of the job, it's part of the challenge.
Obviously, you've got a huge amount of injuries, but were the senior players who were out there today, you happy enough with their attitude? Were you sure they were giving 100% playing for you, playing for the club?
Yes, I mean, like I said, this opponent is probably the worst opponent you can play when things aren't going very well, because they can make you look like you're not running or you're not trying, because the positional structure is brilliant. They use the full width of the pitch. They keep the ball. They make it difficult for you to put any pressure on them.
Yeah, we basically got done by like City's like B/C team, if anything. Yeah. And you're talking about senior players, but like, why don't they ask about all the youth players that we played? Maybe that had a role. Maybe the fact that we didn't have Thiago Silva, who's pivotal at the back, the experience. Maybe the fact that Koulibaly's form right now is absolutely in the mud and in the gutter, and he keeps playing him. And maybe the fact that he keeps playing Ziyech, who doesn't want to be at our club and he's fucking shite. I don't know what they expect, what anyone expects, man, when you got these players. Right. And then they want to poke the finger at Mason Mount, who wants to be at the club and loves the club and he's delivered at the club. You want to point the finger at Kai Havertz, who's delivered at our club, and they're the problem. It just astounds me, man. I can't understand people. Are they that thick? They must be stupid. They've got to be uneducated morons.
So in the end, it's easy to do that. But I'm working with the players. I don't get any sense of any people with a poor attitude. Everyone wants to try and do better. I think there's support in the dressing room. It's just we're going through a bad moment, and sometimes when you have these moments, you need somebody to blame. You need something to blame, and I understand that where that question comes from. But at the same time, we have to stick together and keep working.
Adam Newson.
Graham, just to shift it a little bit more back on football. I mean, what's the latest on Christian Pulisic, Raheem Sterling, and there was no family on the squad today? What's the reason for that?
He's the little one, Adam Newson. Is it? Is that it? Is that him? Another wrong un in the game. Yeah, another one that likes to block the block button on the minerals. Yeah. asking about Pulisic. What would Pulisic do anyway? What's Sterling doing anyway? Sterling's been in bad form. He's not playing well. He's not even played correctly. Pulisic is just like, we're playing him because he's fucking. He's what it is, bruv. He's what it is. Do you never got in the team under Tuchel? And all of a sudden he's in the team. It's just like.
Christian just opened up his knee in the game the other day. So we're still sort of analysing it. It's going to be weeks, I would say, for him. Raheem just had an action first minute of the game, back heel that was a bit strange and felt something in his hamstrings. So again, we're analysing that.
Listen, the way these two are built, Pulisic and Raheem, they get fag butts in their studs in their boots and they go down and they just fall. Especially Pulisic, he's made out of biscuits. The guy, man. We were waiting for this injury to come. We know he's just he's so injury prone. His track record is injury. It's just like these guys are just not built, man. They're not built like Minerals, man. He's built differently, bruv. Even Reece, man, he's such a tank, but his ligaments can't take it.
And Aubameyang's had just a tight back yesterday, so I wasn't able to travel.
Is there any idea of Raheem timescale-wise?
No, not at the moment, no.
Okay. Last question today.
How hard is it to win those fans back that have lost faith or are losing faith? And how confident are you that you can do that? You can turn the situation around and win back those fans?
Well, it's always challenging in the Premier League, and it's always challenging here. I think I understand their frustration, and I understand when you look at the results and the team performance today. It's some far away from Manchester City. That's clear. We have to focus on the next day. We have to focus on the next match. We play on Thursday. It's an important game for us. We need to stay together as a group. We need to support each other, and I'm sure we'll get the support of the supporters when they see good performances and good results.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know what you expect the guy to say. I don't know what you expect. It's like you look at him and you think, shit, man, this guy's struggling. Like, he looks down in the mud, like, and they just keep asking him the most stupidest questions. We have to understand. Yes, we played City back to back. They're way ahead of us. Way ahead, bro. Way ahead. I just like. Yeah, the only way these Muppets will learn and understand is when Minerals Mount and Kai Havertz leave to ready-made teams and ball out. And that is exactly the point. We are not a ready-made team. Tuchel made us like a ready-made team, gave us that impression with the way we played and paved over all the cracks. But we are not that now. We are far from it. These players are too good for this team. They're too good. The players around them ain't good enough. Ain't their fault. But yet they get all the shit. Crap, mate. Put him in Man City, put him at Liverpool, put him at Man United. Ball out, mate. Absolutely ball out. Because they've got balance. They're playing as a team. We don't have that at Chelsea now. This is why we are struggling. You say, where's the fight? There's certain players in there that do want to win, bruv. They want to win. They care, mate. But it just looked like, to me, they just didn't know what they were doing. They were being given instructions, but they're like, okay, like. I'll tell you what I listened to today on, I think it was 909 or Talk Sport. And I don't know who the footballer was. Ex-footballer talking, all right? It's very important what I'm going to say. He basically said, I'm not going to name the name of the manager, the gaffer, but we were going for a period. He came in and he got us going up to City, pressing them. And we all knew that it was the wrong tactic. But do you know what he said? we're the players. We just do what the gaffer tells us. Even if we know it's not right, we do it. That's exactly what Mount does and all these other players. They do what they're told by the manager. You have to respect that, because you got to understand something as them as players. If they don't do what the gaffer asks them, they ain't getting picked. So they have to do it. And they went out. They got battered. I think it was 7-0. They got battered by Man City. And then it came to the point where they had to like change the way they set up. And then the manager ends up going and getting sacked. That's what happens. But he was wrong. The gaffer was wrong. The gaffer was setting them up in an incorrect way. And the results were proving it. Then Mario Melchiot, big up Mario Melchiot, giving a tribute to Vialli. He spoke. He said, when I was at Wigan with Martinez, we were losing game after game after game. We had one game, we lost bad, and we don't go against the manager. But do you know what he did? Because I think he was captain, he said. He went into the dressing room, but before he went in the dressing room, he said to Martinez, I'm going to go and speak to the players, but without you, gaffer. He said, okay. So he said, I don't want you involved. I'm going to go and speak to all the players. He goes in the dressing room. He gets all the players. He said, listen, guys, what the fans had to experience, what they witnessed in this game was unacceptable. We need the fans behind us. If we don't have the fans behind us, we're only going to go further down. So he said to every single player, this is what we're going to do. We are going to collectively pay up and refund every single supporter for their travel and their tickets for that game and reimburse them. And if you don't want to do it, I will pay all of it. And in the end, the whole squad, without the manager's approval, because he was captain, they paid everything. And the fans got their money back. And then they went into the next game. They had the fans supporting them because it shows respect, love, and appreciation to the supporters. I don't have any connection like that. I don't feel a connection ever since Tuchel left. And the fans sing that chant because that chant meant something. That chant had substance, meaning. It was us united with the gaffer. And we don't have that anymore. We don't even have a chant for Potter. You've got to earn something. You've got to deliver something. You've got to show us something for us to give back like that. Because we give to the players. We chant to the players. We support them by going to games, by watching on TV, subscribing, by memberships, by buying kits. We support the club. But we need to see something in return. Like, we understand we might not win anything this season, but at least show that we're moving towards something, even if it's a small sample. That's all we care about, because the real fans, the real supporters understand it's a process. We understand the process. But right now, this process, like I say from the start of the stream, the way that these owners are projecting this whole process is nothing. It's blind. There's nothing there. I don't see it. It's just blind faith, as they say. We're blindly backing something we don't know the ins and outs of. And just hoping that these guys are going to spend correctly, that they're going to go and buy the right players, that they're going to back this gaffer, truly back him. But right now, the gaffer there looks absolutely drained to fuck. He looks like a changed person. If you look at him now, and when he was unveiled as a manager, two completely different people. He looked like he's added on an extra 5-6 years. I mean, Tuchel, before he came, he wasn't as grey, was he? And Tuchel went completely grey. So that tells you everything you need to know about the pressure, about what it means to be successful at this club, and you need pressure. And I don't think this board have got that respect yet. They ain't got the respect around the other European clubs, the other Premier League clubs. I think they're all going to take the piss out of them. I think they already have, with how much we spent on Fofana. Is a piss take for someone who's injury prone. Nothing taken away from the player, talented player, could be a very good player, but it's all ifs and buts. And you've blown out almost 80 million on this player from Leicester, who spent peanuts on him. So we have to acknowledge all these things. You know, did Pep really want? If he didn't want to get rid of Sterling, would he have got rid of him? No, of course not. Up the Chels, always up the Chels. Hit the like button, guys. We've got 300 people in here. I want 300 likes. Come on. Listen, there's one thing with me, right? And I'll say it like this. This gaffer needs time. Yes, he needs time. But the gaffer's not my issue. My issue is with the owners. And I don't trust them. And until I'm shown something, and that comes with time, proof's in the pudding. That's it. I don't think, the way I assess everything, I don't think the board are truly backing Potter with what he wants. I think they're going out in the market and just doing what they want to do. This is on the ownership. It's not on Graham Potter. And it's not on the players. I want to make that very clear. Do you think, let me ask you this. Do you think Potter would have played the youngsters that we played today? Not Potter, sorry, Tuchel. Do you think Tuchel would have played all these youngsters? Genuine question. Let me know in the comments. Do you honestly think that Tuchel would have played the youngins at the back against Manchester City away in an FA Cup? I'll wait to see what you say in the comments. He would have played Trev. Is he going to play Lewis Hall against Mahrez? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he would have played Cucurella. Would he have played Ziyech? No chance. Even if he's got injuries, he wouldn't have played him. Would he have played Jorginho? Maybe not. I just think like the choice isn't there, but at the same time, you've played some very inexperienced young players in quite a big game, which is against Manchester City away. So you have to understand that there's a level there. I'm just putting that out there. Just understand what I'm saying to you. It's not on Potter. It's not on Potter. It's not on Potter. I would say to the board right now, get rid of Ziyech. They're not going to sell Pulisic. Guys, if we think they're going to sell Pulisic, I think we're all there for disappointment. He's not going anywhere. So get used to it. All right? It might sell Jorginho. We were hearing about Koulibaly wants to maybe go back to Serie A. He doesn't look comfortable, Koulibaly. He doesn't look happy. He looks very defeated. Looks very frustrated. It's not good, man. It's just not fucking good. It's not good. Let me just check something. I want to check something. Look at that. Everyone under Bell Silva. So Thiago Silva's wife's tweet is just like, thank you. Hearts, preach. Everyone gets what she said. And it's respect to her for saying it. And she cares. She loves Chelsea. She proper loves Chelsea, mate. Absolutely loves it. But the reality is, listen, Hannah, big up to you. Rudiger made the decision to leave. He didn't want to wait. If he waited for the new owners, maybe there was a chance he stayed. But would they have paid him the big money? I don't think they would have. We've bought another centre. We've bought a centre back for 35 million. Was it 40 million? And he's on a 7.5-year deal. I mean, it's just like mad. And he was on the bench. How many youngsters, man? No Premier League experience. We're just buying youngsters from Monaco and fucking Norway and all these leagues, and they're sitting on the bench. Oh man, that's the owners, guys. That's not Potter. I'm telling you now, it's not Potter. It's not Potter. I feel for the geezer, I really do. Guys, are we on 300 likes yet? Hit the likes. Let me know what likes we're on. Let me know in the chat what likes we're on. I need to drink. Lukaku cannot come back to Chelsea. If he comes back, it's finished, mate. It's finished. This board is finished if they bring him back. 247 likes. We've got almost 300. We've got 300 people here, guys. Get the likes up. 50 likes, guys. Get me to another 50 likes. Big up to every single one of you in here supporting the channel, in the comments, all the haters watching it. Big up to every single one of you. Anyone in the game, big up. Every single one of you. Let's get to 300, guys. Come on. Hit that like button. Let's have it right. Come on. H Talks is saying it as it is, guys. Trevor Smith says, unpopular opinion, sell Cover. I think Cover wants to leave, guys. I think he's sort of like, he already spoke about it. I don't know if you've seen what he said. I think along the lines he wants to move on, or he wants another sort of challenge. Where are you getting this? Bowley might ask Lukaku to come back. Where are you getting this from? Where are you getting this from? I remember Kovacic saying that he was talking about leaving. I do remember that. I actually do. Guys, Are we on the 300 likes, man? I'm tired, man. Fucking hell, man. This is jarring. $277. Big up, guys. Come on. Where what? $23 away. Let's get 23 likes, guys. 23 likes. Oh, and did you see did you see Fabrizio Romano bring out about Gvardiol? And Gvardiol says, oh no, I think it's the owner or manager says, no, he wants me to stay, he wants to stay. They don't want to come to Chelsea now. Do you think, honestly, if you go in for a Felix or a Gvardiol or an Enzo Fernandez, do you think they're looking at us now and they want to come and play at Chelsea? Do you think? The only way they come to Chelsea is if you're paying astronomical wages and an astronomical transfer fee. That's the only way. And you've got someone who's going to sell this project, whatever this project is. Let's build a youth. Wasn't a quote in the media that we're going to build a team, a first team of young, talented, world-class little players, and we're going to go and win everything with it? Wasn't that what I heard? Is that who reported that? Someone reported that. A super youth team to be our first 11. That's the vision. That's it. He's buying it for money, pound notes, dollars, and when that 10-year clause ends, let's suck it dry. Let's not be deceived. Let's not be naive. Understand it. Let's understand it. We know the deal. Is that what we come to be a youth super team? That's fucking mad. You ain't but indefinite. You ain't getting Enzo, Bellingham, Felix, Rice the way we are now, unless you're paying over the odds compared to any other club. The thing I respect Potter for, though, is that he bought Matt Callister, and he's a great little player. He's got talent ID, so let's go and do it. But we need some experience mixed in with that. We need like a Frankie de Jong or someone like that, a Declan Rice, experienced Premier League. We need that as well as that finding and you know, scouting for that young talent that you think's ready to play in the Premier League and develop them up. Cool, but we need the experience, guys. You can't do it without that. You need a balance. And I want to, big up to, where is it? Big up to Metal Face Doom. Yeah. Who's reminding me, Emma Hayes. She said, this is fucking Chelsea. If you're not up to it, you're not good enough. There's the door. Where's that mentality from not just Potter, but from the ownership? And are the ownership allowing Potter to be like that? Because we're not seeing that. I want to see that. I want to see those minerals. That's what we want to see at Chelsea. That's how it should be. If you're not here to give your all and win and be part of this process, then the door's that way. But we're not seeing that. We're not seeing anything of that. And yes, you're right, Dinesh. Emma Hayes and TT were extremely close. She loved TT. She knew he was elite. It was perfect, mate. It was just. And another thing, big up Gary. Another thing is, they've paid a huge outlay for Graham Potter. If they do sack him, they're going to have to pay him, I think, close to 60 million, which is a madness because on a 5-year deal, and they're hiring everyone, his whole team. So that means that they would all have to be sacked as well, because when you hire a new manager, they're going to bring in their team. It's just a shit show, honestly. Absolute shit show. Big up Alex in here. He knows the deal, didn't he? They asked for this. Guys, big up to every single one of you in here. Are we on the 300 likes? I should hope so. We're on 300. Let's get to anyone on this stream. 500 likes. Let's smash it. Let's get it out there. Let's pump it out. I don't think Potter gets a sack. The only way I think he gets a sack is if we're literally on relegation. 2 points, 3 points above relegation. I'm sorry, man. I can't take that risk. Fuck. No, we're not that bad. We're not that bad. They must have paid Nkunku a lot of money to come, and he's a great, lovely little talent. But wasn't he a Tuchel target? Interesting that. Weren't we looking at Tuchel before Potter? Yes, we were. So what does that prove? It proves that the board are buying the players, because it was during Tuchel, after Tuchel, and before Potter came, and now Potter's come, and they've still gone and bought Nkunku. Think about that. I'm going to leave it on that. Minnell's landed. Big up to every single one of you in here. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed. I want you to put all your comments down below at the end of the stream, not in the chat, in the comments below. And big up to every single one of you. My new member, I want to big up, obviously, all you guys that have donated to the channel. Everyone that's been part of this stream. We've had over 300 people in here tonight. It's been madness. But where is it? Hold on. Big up to Johnny as well for your soup minerals. Appreciated as always in here and supporting the channel. Big up to Johnny, mate. Lovely name, mate. And obviously, Tyler, who's my new member today. He's become a member of the Minerals FC. Special shout out to Tyler Raps and for your soup minerals. All these business want us to pay 120 million euros for Enzo, but don't say the same for Rice. Disgraceful. Yeah, you don't need to tell me. I'd go and get Declan Rice straight away, and it'd be less than 120 million euros. Is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Big up to Tyler. Big up to all my members in here. All you guys supporting the channel, as always. Love to every single one of you. I don't know if the show's coming out tomorrow. No, sorry, not tomorrow. Tuesday, I think. Monday or Tuesday. We're going to land some minerals. It's going to be exciting and a regular thing. So big up to every single one of you. Look forward to that. Keep an eye on my socials on Minerals FC, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. But I'm going to end it now. I'm tired, but I've let a few things off my chest tonight, and I feel a little bit better. I hope you guys do as well. And put your comments down below because obviously it does help. Up the Chels, up the Minerals FC. Let's have it right. Keep winning. We're Chels. We're always Chels. We are winners, mate. We are winners, and the supporters are always the winners because we back the club through thick and thin, no matter what. Big up the Chels, up the Minerals FC. Right, Pride of London. London is blue. Let's have it right. Up the Chels. Have it right, Middles FC. You got the minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the minerals, TT.
Oi, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.